The American fans here somewhat disappointed. Oh! I take it back! I take it back!
Wow.
I take it back! we timed that well. The elation. I don't think I need to tell you what just happened. The US has scored. I'm not sure who. Here are some fans. What do you make of it?
Oh, it's so exciting to be here, and you know, people say no one cares about women's sports, but take a look around. That's obviously not true.
Katie Silver reports.
Members of the home team, the Matildas, make their appeal to FIFA and football's power brokers just days before the World Cup kicks off.
This is our legacy.
The soaring popularity of the women's game in Australia has been on full display.
The argument for why we're getting paid so much less is just kind of dwindling.
This World Cup, there have been standoffs between multiple teams and their football associations, including the UK, South Africa, Nigeria and Canada. And these fights are over everything from basic equal pay to bonuses. Some teams are even threatening to boycott matches if their demands are not met. It's here at Eden Park that the World Cup will kick off this Thursday when New Zealand's football ferns take on Norway. But this is just one of 4 stadiums across the country where games are being held.
Katie, what can you tell us? What's the mood like right now in Sydney? Has this news started to make its rounds?
Well, Monica, it's very much just developing. It's only 8 a.m. here in Sydney. People still waking up. The ABC, the local broadcaster, has just flashed this, so many people will just be waking up to this news. And really, of course, it couldn't come at a worse time in terms of this tournament. There has been a lot of enthusiasm here in both Australia as well as New Zealand, where I was a few days ago. It was pretty much dominated by American fans, but there was a very loud, very passionate group of Vietnamese fans, and that's because the team really outperformed what many had expected. There's kids getting their faces painted, there's people practicing their kicks, and as you mentioned, there's 3 important games today. One of them, the last of today, is France versus Jamaica. And I'm happy to say that here with me I have Anne-Marie and Donovan 3 Jamaican fans, and also the siblings of the Jamaican coach. You've travelled all the way from the US to be here for the competition. How are you feeling?
Wonderful, wonderful and hopeful.
Like we say in Jamaica, the ball is round, which means anything can happen. And we're here to play good football.
As Katie Silver reports.
This is not the way Chloe Lagazo imagined she'd be spending this World Cup. A midfielder who played for the Matildas 49 times, as well as in the US and Bristol.
If you're in form,
she expected to be on the field rather than talking about it.
The difference between any other injury and the ACL injury, and the reason why people grieve a harder way than doing a normal injury, is because you've seen all of the athletes who can potentially come back not the same, and the idea and the thought of not being the same as what you were before is frightening.
The list of star players who have missed out on this World Cup because of ACL injuries is really long. And they're from some of the top-ranked teams, including England, the US, the Netherlands and France. Many are calling this an epidemic and say it's hurting the women's game. The other interesting element to this is the Netherlands has been struggling because the base that they have been given, the training base facilities, actually has a cricket pitch in the middle of the football field.
We can watch them and get taught by them just watching them.
What have you been learning from watching them?
Like some of the moves that they do, and like they can beat other people with their moves.
How amazing, how inspiring. The game is just about to start. If you are going to be cheering, is there any specific cheer that you're likely to be using?
Yes.
USA! USA! Amazing. I'm going to have to practice that one. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining me.